Chapter 10. Chase Whipple's mother was also a lawyer. His father sold computers and had installed a system at the Boone law firm. The families were good friends, and at some point during the afternoon, the mothers decided that the boys needed some diversion. Perhaps everyone needed something else to think about. For as long as Theo could remember, his parents had held season tickets for all home-based basketball and football games at Strand College, a small liberal arts Division III school, 8 blocks from downtown. They bought the tickets for several reasons. One, to support the local team. Two, to actually watch a few games, though Miss Boone disliked football and could pass on basketball. And three, to satisfy the college's athletic director, a feisty man known to call fans himself and badger them into supporting the teams. Such was life in the small town. If the Boones couldn't make a game, the tickets were usually given to clients. It was good business. The Boones met the Whipples at the ticket window outside Memorial Hall, a 1920s-style gymnasium in the center of the campus. They hurried inside and found their seats, mid-court and 10 rows up. The game was 3 minutes old, and the Stratton student section had already reached full volume. Theo sat next to Chase, at the end of the row. Both mothers kept looking at the boys, as if they needed some type of special observation on this awful day. Chase, like Theo, enjoyed sports, but was more of a spectator than an athlete. Chase was a mad scientist, a genius in certain fields, a violent experimental chemist who burned down the family's storage shed with one project and nearly vaporized the family's garage with another. His experiments were legendary, and every science teacher at Strattonburg Middle School kept a close eye on him. When Chase was in the lab, nothing was safe. He was also a computer whiz, a techno geek, a superb hacker, which had also caused some problems. "What's the line?" Theo whispered to Chase. "Stratton's favored by 8. Says who? Green sheet. Division Division III basketball games were not favored by gamblers and odds makers, but there were a few offshore websites where one could find a line and place a bet. Theo and Chase did not gamble, nor did anyone they knew, but it was always interesting to know which team was favored. "I hear you guys were down river when they found the body," Chase said, careful not to be heard by anyone around them. "Who told you?" "Woody. He told me everything. We didn't see a body, okay? We saw something, but it was pretty far away. I guess it had to be a body, right? I mean, the police found a body in the river, and you guys watched it all. Let's talk about something else, Chase, okay?" Chase had shown little interest in girls so far, and even less interest in April, and she had certainly shown no interest in him. Other than Theo, April didn't care for boys. There was a timeout in the court, and the Stratton cheerleaders came tumbling out of the stands, hopping and bouncing and flinging each other through the air. Theo and Chase grew still and watched closely. For two 13-year-olds, the brief performances by the cheerleaders were captivating. When the timeout ended, the teams took to the courts, and the game resumed. Miss Boone turned and looked at the boys. Then Miss Whipple did the same. "Why do you keep looking at us?" Theo mumbled to Chase. "Because they are worried about us. That's why we're here, Theo. That's why we're going out for pizza after the game. They think we're real fragile right now because some thug who escaped from prison snatched one of our classmates and threw her in the river. My mom said all parents are sort of protective right now." The Stratton point guard, who was well under 6 feet tall, slam dunked the ball in the crowd and went wild. The Theos tried to forget April, and Chase as well, and concentrated on the game. At halftime, the boys went to get popcorn. Theo made a quick call to Woody for an update. Woody and his brother were monitoring a police radio and surfing online, but so far there were no word from the police. No positive identification of the body. Nothing. Everything had gone quiet. Santos was an authentic Italian pizza parlor near the campus. Theo loved the place because there was always a crowd of students watching games on the big screen TVs. The Boones and Whipples found a table and ordered two of Santos' world famous Sicilian pizzas. Theo didn't have the energy to ponder whether the pizza was indeed so famous. He had his doubts, just as he doubted the famousness of Gertrude's pecan waffles and Mr. Dudley's mint fudge. How could a town as small as Strattenburg have three dishes achieving the status of world recognition? Theo let it go. Stratton College had lost the game in the final minute, and it was the opinion of Mr. Boone that their coach had blundered badly by not managing his timeouts better. Mr. Whipple wasn't so sure, and a healthy discussion followed. Miss Boone and Miss Whipple, both busy lawyers, were soon tired of more basketball talk, and they launched into a private chat about the proposed renovation of the main courtroom. Theo was interested in both conversations and tried to follow them. Chase played a video game on his cell phone. Some fraternity boys began singing in a faraway corner. The crowd at the bar cheered and the action on television. Everyone seemed happy and not the least bit concerned about April. Theo just wanted to go home. That's the end of chapter 10.